What's up, homie?
Hey, look, Chop got to stay around your crib for a while, homie. That's cool?
Yeah, man, it's cool. Shit's the best place for him anyway.
Like it ain't nobody out there gunning for your black ass. Bullshit, nigga. Just take care of it, man, all right?
All right, I got you, dog.
People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Your weakness is...
What the fuck? Give me that motherfucker. Hey, whoa, back off there, cowboy. I know my constitutional rights. Anyway, I know you're coming here to suck cock, so it's all right.
What the fuck you talking about?
Wow, hey, look, I saw Quarterback Blues, man. And, some of those older records of yours, even they sound a little bit closeted, I'm just saying.
What? A black man walking in Vinewood, you think he Clay PG sellout? You bitch-ass punk motherfucker.
Oh, shit, man. Oh, hey, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't have my contacts in, I mean, I love black people. Yeah, like, I love gangsters. I love, gangster rap. Yo, sup?
Man, who gives a fuck if he's gay or not, man? The man is not married. It's his business. Leave motherfuckers alone.
Well, look, I'm just saying that it's the hypocrisy that I can't stand. I mean, of celebrities. Right? I mean, PG, right? He says he's a killer and a murderer and all that great stuff. And then, what, he loves his mother and likes show tunes. I mean, really, what kind of message is that sending our kids? You know what I'm saying? The guy's a fraud.
Well, why do you care, man?
Yeah, because, you know why? Because they all think they're gods, right? Well, fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck them! They're not magic! No, they're no better than me. They're no better than me. Shit! Oh, shit! Oh my god, it's Miranda! Miranda, I love you, Miranda! Come on! Come on, it's fucking Miranda fucking Cowan!
Man,
God, she's a fucking megastar!
No, leave me out your shit, man.
Oh, no, we can make boku bucks here, man! We get one picture of her hairy legs or her aging muff, and we are in the money, man! In the money, bro! Come on! Come on, man! Come on!
What the fuck is wrong with me?
Let's go! You drive, I'll get the shot!
Hey everybody, it's time for more Grand Theft Auto 5, and today is going to be, for the most part, not entirely, but it's going to be a lot of strangers and freaks. We did the first one of those in the last video with Tanya, and now this is another one of the more prominent ones that you can do is Franklin. I think his name is Beverly. But these are the Paparazzo missions, and that is what he is. I don't know, as far as the strangers and freaks things go in this game, I think his are generally, pretty straightforward and fun. Like I said, I'll just be doing, a random sampling of the strangers and freaks. I'm not gonna make myself do all of them. You don't have to do most of them for 100% completion. I guess they're really just here to, I don't know, build out the world and I guess give you a way to get a little bit of extra cash. Can't really imagine that it's very useful as that, because you get a couple $1,000 at the most for each of these, and some of them you actually lose money or don't get any money, so... Anyway, this one's pretty straightforward. You're just following this limo, letting him take pictures, and now it's time to fuck with this dude who's like a rival paparazzo. And, yeah, it's whatever. Later paparazzo missions are a little bit more interesting. But, yeah. So we're gonna get a couple more of those later. We're gonna get some of Michael's Strangers and Freaks in this one, as well as I think 2 story missions, and that'll be pretty good. So yeah, I'm recording this on Tuesday night, but I'm thinking this was probably going to go up on Friday. So
Now grow up and get a boy's name. Okay, buddy, let's get out of here. I'm already late for another stakeout. There's a small parking lot by the Cafe Redemption courtyard in Morningwood. Drop me there, and you can keep the bike, because I look after my people.
Look after your people?
But yeah, I'm sorry, I got distracted listening to the dialogue.
Okay.
Not that anything super interesting was going on. I just have the attention span of a peanut. I was gonna say, this weekend I have a family thing to go to, so I'm pre-recording stuff for that to like be put up on Friday. And yeah. Anyway, that's the thing. I drove too fast. I mean, I was already talking over it, so you wouldn't hear it anyway, but I drove too fast for him to get to his little philosophical spiel about why paparazzi is, like, important and real journalism, and I mean, it's all dog shit. It's one of many kind of shallow and surface level and, you know, not necessarily untrue, but not particularly, you know, groundbreaking or thought-provoking satire of LA, Hollywood, celebrity culture, and all that jazz. I almost feel like I like this series a little bit more when it's just trying to satirize, like, crime and like attitudes around it and just general media, but I guess it's unavoidable to get into these sort of cultural squabbles if you're satirizing like early 2010s America, and especially like California, in the advent of like social media and everything. But like maybe I will you know, qualify this and correct this if I, you know, see anything to the contrary or that, you know, is interesting to me during the course of this run. But for the most part, as far as this game has anything to say about like movies and culture and the internet and like how those things changed in the 2010s or whatever, I don't think it has much interesting to say. And I think I've made this point before, and I will probably continue to make it throughout the run, that I think one of the things that keeps me from, like, full-throatedly calling this, like, a great game, and, like, or like, you know, one of the best ever, is, it's kind of elementary and, not particularly interesting, satire of things. Anyway, enough of my dry bullshit. This is the marriage counseling mission, which, as you'll see in the coming minutes, this is oh, LOL. I forgot about that. This is one of the, you know, this is a mission that is really gonna kick things off as far as the plot for this game goes, as you'll see. But yeah, I talked over it, but if you missed it, Michael's wife is fucking the tennis coach. That's about it. And now we're gonna go fuck with him.
He left his car, check it out. Little prick's up there, look.
Oh, shit, Cole's doing all right for himself.
Hey, asshole! You ran off before we could settle our debt! Michael, bud! You got the wrong idea, man! They think the world owes them a living. There's a winch.
Gotta drive to the designated yellow spot to trigger the cutscene.
You finna pull his deck down?
Hey, that prick pulled my marriage down.
Man, you really gonna be this fucking dramatic?
Yeah, whatever.
I told you I'd comp the session, bud!
Well, there were a lot of freaking sessions, bud! I'm thinking you were working on more than just her backhand!
Mandy's backhand has come a long way, bro. But sometimes it's gotta get worse to get better.
Yeah, well, maybe I should come up there and practice my backhand! On your face!
Oh, bud, your negative energy is seriously bringing me down.
Oh, I hope it is, bud!
We hooked up, man.
You come into my house, take my money, and nail my wife? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm gonna stick up my hand and say that was uncool, bud. My bad. Seriously.
I love that. That was uncool. He seems fine. He seems like a good guy. He didn't mean it.
Fucking motherfucker!
Dude!
And we'll see how you like it when someone fucks with your shit.
Oh, hey, wait! You got the wrong idea, pal! Whoa! Fuck!
Here we go! Let's see what happens.
Dude, you are probably crazy.
Oh, shit! You see this shit, dog? Man, get some force on that motherfucker. Man, I think that shit's coming down, man. Oh, hell yeah, homie. You know what time it is. Are you fucking serious, nigga?
Yeah! Fuck, come on!
Fuck, man, fuck.
Oh, we did it! Fuck his ass!
Yeah, fuck him. But was we really trying to pull that dude house off the fucking hill?
Hey, we were trying to teach him a fucking lesson.
Now that's an expensive bitch-ass lesson, man.
Maybe he'll keep it on the court and out of my wife.
Yeah, he not taking no housewives back to that motherfucker.
Hey, it's a service to the fucking community.
So yeah, there we go. We just fucked with that guy, but guess what? That wasn't his house.
The hell? That's not my house! Bullshit.
Oh, bro, I couldn't afford a place like that. I'm a tennis coach. I hit balls for a living. I was just hiding there.
You! Yes, that one! Green light! Green light! Martin
I don't really know what accent this is supposed to be. I don't remember what, like, name this lady has. They say it later, but it sounds like she's trying to do, like, a dumb, like, Eastern European accent or something, but I think she's supposed to be, like, Spanish or Mexican or something, because she's the wife of Martin Madrazo, who's, like, a Mexican drug cartel boss or something. Or gang boss, or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Anyway, this is where the game, well, this is where the game is trying to teach you to shoot, which I do very poorly, aiming at these guys. I also do very poorly at switching to my weapon on my weapon wheel, because instead of pressing the weapon wheel button, I press the radio button, because Franklin was like, oh, I gotta shoot some guy, I gotta put on da baby. Anyway, and then yeah, at the end of this, Michael's gonna be like, hey, you're a good kid with a good gun. You're a good gun kid, but you gotta go to the shooting place and get gun better. And that's how the game lets you know that ammunition exists, if you didn't already know that. Anyway, yeah, I'm really sucking dick at shooting these guys, but c'est la vie. I wanted to say before I get too far into the video, I'm saying this now 13 minutes into it, but not much has happened, and I feel like I haven't said anything, so it's fine. I hope everybody enjoyed the Battle for Bikini Bottom race stream, if you tuned into it live, or if you've watched it on YouTube. I just put it up today, the day that I'm recording this, but by the time this video is up, it will have been on YouTube for a couple of days. And I expect all of my subscribers to have watched the entire thing, all 10.5 hours. But no, it was very fun, and we do plan on doing more races, and I plan on, you know, trying to stream more regularly in general. And I think the next game that we race will be, you know, shorter than 9 hours. I mean, I was able to beat it in 5, but I don't know. In my mind, this was a game that would take them like 6 hours to beat, even though they didn't know anything about it, because I don't know, I just figure Walter and Bobby are like better and more experienced gamers than me, so like a platforming game based on a children's show I didn't feel would be a challenge for that. I'm not talking shit like, oh, I didn't think it would be so hard, this baby game would be so hard for these dumbasses. I'm not trying to be like that. I just mean, like, I just underestimated how much time it takes to play through that game for the literal first time. So, yeah, but I think, you know, we're gonna do games that all of us have, you know, varying degrees of familiarity with, and varying lengths as well. So I hope everyone enjoyed it, because it was a lot of fun.
Do you know
So keep your eyes peeled for the next one. And here's some important pot things, not important plot things. Important plot shit. So I'll shut up. And here's Martin Madrazo.
Now, Franklin, maybe help Mr. DeSanta here. Who am I?
I think Martin Madrazo.
Good boy. Now maybe give him a little of a background.
Man, Mr. Madrazo... Mr. Madrazo is a legitimate businessman who was wrongfully accused of running a Mexican-American gang and a narcotic ring, but the charges were dropped because of the witnesses came up missing.
Smart kid. Now, Michael, got a question for you.
Did you pull an architectural, significant, modernist wonder home down the hillside in Vinewood Hills?
I thought the owner was banging my wife.
Well, that was a strange house for a tennis coach.
I wasn't thinking straight.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Well, Natalia will need a hotel while you finance the rebuild, won't she?
Sure.
Good. And I'm guessing here that the rebuild will be somewhere in the 2.5 million range.
Of course.
Great.
That's nice.
Come on, man. Damn, you all right?
Never better.
So what now?
Looks like I'm gonna have to postpone my retirement. Fuck. Oh man, I'm mortgaged up to my eyeballs. Look, I only know one way to make money. I'm gonna have to give an old friend a call. Lester. I think he's in town somewhere. I'm gonna have to track him down. Just give me a little alone time, all right?
All right, dawg.
I don't know what that little, like, weird square in the shadows is there. It happens in a couple of places. It was just while I was recording this time. I haven't seen it before. I also don't know what causes the, like, kind of fuzzy pixeliness of this game once it's uploaded to YouTube. I don't know if it's like an OBS recording issue or just like natural quality loss during rendering or recording or what, but no matter what I do, it seems I can never make this game look quite as crispy as it does when I'm playing it in a video, and I'm not smart enough to know why. Anyway, just talked over the phone call with Lester, who's our former boy who helped us do computer things, and he will help us carry out some crimes later on. Not going to do that, though. Going to wait until the next episode to get into the shit that he needs us to do. Instead, we've got some weed to smoke. Some probably laced weed to smoke. Not in real life, of course, but in the game, I'm referring to the Grassroots Strangers and Freaks thing, which is one of my favorites. The Grassroots missions for Michael and Trevor are both basically the same thing, and they're fine. They're not hard or particularly interesting, but they're kind of funny and weird. You'll see it in a minute if you don't know what I'm talking about. And, yeah. So, the ones for Franklin, though, there are multiple Grassroots missions for him, and I will probably end up doing all of them. They're not, like, incredibly interesting. It's basically just doing, like, weed deliveries of sorts, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. And even though I think that this character, this weed activist, this weed legalization activist dude, is like a kind of annoying character, and this is yet another example of these games just sort of satirizing a thing for the sake of it and not really having any kind of interesting perspective on it. It's just kind of like silly and stupid. But whatever. Like I don't know. This doesn't ring true to me as like. I know that like complaining about the realism in like a very satirical, goofy, heightened game like this is kind of stupid, but I feel like, you know, if you're going to satirize aspects of American culture and politics, then, you know, something about the rendition of them should, like, ring true or resemble the real thing in some way, or, like, you know, impart some kind of, like I said, like, real perspective on it. And here, I don't know what it is. It's like, is weed legalization stupid? Like, is everyone who wants to legalize weed in 2013 like you know, a fucking silly guy who smokes insane weed who makes you see shit like this? And always, you know, like this guy's talking about how like they stuffed the ballot box and it was all a lie, and so it's like, oh, they're just these lazy bums who want to get high for like legally, and so they just make shit up, and they can't understand that people, you know, that not everybody supports it, which is hilarious because of course weed would be legalized in California like a couple of years after this game came out. Just instantly dated itself in that way. But whatever. Anyway, yeah, the deal with the grassroots mission for Michael is that the weed makes you go insane and you get to shoot aliens with a minigun. Which I think this and the Trevor one, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the only time you use the minigun in the actual, like, single-player campaign. Unless you use it in the Blitz play, which is way later in the game. I don't remember. I happen to remember somebody using a minigun in that, but I don't know if it's you or an enemy or what. But yeah, the minigun is extremely overpowered, as miniguns tend to be. And luckily these aliens have big giant heads with big hitboxes, so you can headshot them and kill them pretty easily. They're not really much of a threat, even though they are trying to spirit bomb me to death.
Any more of you freaks out there?
Alright, so all this and the next Strangers and Freaks mission that I'm going to do are going. I want to take a little bit of time to talk about something that I was thinking about regarding the plot and story for this game while I was playing this and afterward. Specifically when I was playing the marriage counseling mission that we just finished, which is I remember reading a while back that that Dan Houser and the other like writers of this game's story said that when asked what like the central theme of this game's story is, they said that it was, in their words, the pursuit of the mighty dollar. Or the almighty dollar, that's what it is. And, you know, the game was meant to be a satire specifically of post-recession America, of America after the global recession of 2008 and 2009. And they expressed that the idea was that, like, the economic fragility of that era would be the reason that our protagonists enter, and in Michael's case, re-enter the life of crime. And, you know, if you were going to set up this story to be a story about the recession and post-recession America, I think that would make sense. I think GTA 4, in a lot of ways, can be seen as a satire and a comment specifically on post-9/11 America, because I think that game's story has a preoccupation with terrorism and crime, specifically as it was sort of I guess more so crime than terrorism because of like what you're doing in the story, but yeah, it's specifically like a crime story, a 21st century crime story in the vein of, you know, like your Michael Manns and, you know, those sorts of turn of the century crime movies. Back when we made like action crime movies, we made action movies that weren't about superheroes. And I mean like the bank heist mission in GTA 4, which in turn like influenced the heist mission structure of this game. That was all very explicitly meant to be a recreation of the bank heist scene from Heat and all that shit. So GTA 4 I feel like is sort of a you know, a riff on that kind of crime movie, but done but yeah, specifically satirizing the like the media and society's and culture's obsession with terrorism and with like extrapolating all crime to be, you know, of that sort of nature, and just like the hyper militarization of like the police and everything. Not that those really become themes or anything in that story, but just as far as its like satirical elements go, I feel like that game gets at it. So anyway, my problem with this idea with GTA 5, if the idea was that this is supposed to be like a satire of post-recession America and that the recession is the reason that Michael gets back into the life of crime, my issue with that is that it is not the reason. Michael gets back into the life to pay back this drug lord whose house he fucks up because of his marriage. And none of that has anything to do with the economic precarity of the recession, which Michael as a character is like pretty much shielded from by virtue of his status as like a witness protection guy. Like he's been given this like very wealthy lifestyle in this game's equivalent to Beverly Hills. So, you know, it's not really clear that any kind of economic thing would really affect him very much. His conflicts with his family come from his past life of like violence and anger, and his, you know, like I said, he's like insulated from any real economic problems. And so I think the issue I have with this game's story, and the reason it kind of falls flat to me despite enjoying playing through it every time I do, is I think this kind of thing is indicative of the sort of laziness in terms of the game's, you know, purported thematic ambitions and the actual motivations of the characters, like of what this game says that it's about versus what it actually is about when you look at what happens in it and everything. I feel like the response, Rockstar's response to some people's criticism of the ludonarrative dissonance of GTA 4, which I discussed at length in my LP of that game, I think their response to that was to craft a story that is mostly uncommitted to its main ideas so that they can jump around and do whatever they want without having to wrestle with that problem of like, you know, what if the player actions as this protagonist don't match the player experience don't match the like very carefully crafted cinematic story about this character that you've made and that you're taking them through in the story missions. And I think the result is a story that is maybe not at odds with its gameplay anymore, but ends up being not nearly as interesting or coherent as a story. You know, GTA 4 got criticism for its story showing Nico being like remorseful and feeling guilt for killing, while you can then just, you know, act like a sociopath in the open world. But I think this is less a flaw in the writing of GTA 4 and more just an inherent issue with grafting a normal cinematic story onto the video game medium, especially an open world video game that at least to a degree emphasizes like player freedom and choice. because, you know, players will sometimes make decisions that the main character, from like a dramaturgical standpoint, might not. And I'm less concerned with the dissonance that this causes between the narrative and the gameplay, and more with the dissonance that it causes between open-world gameplay specifically, which emphasizes freedom of choice, and the story gameplay, which has to be more linear to accommodate the story that they want to tell you. And I know I'm talking over this whole therapy scene, which actually has some pretty good dialogue. I will probably be showing all of the Friedlander therapy scenes, but basically this is Michael debating whether or not to re-enter the life, and of course he is going to find a way to rationalize himself into doing it. And the running joke with the therapist is that he doesn't really help him very much, maybe gets him just to the verge of a breakthrough like he does here, and then says, oh, whoops, we're out of time, please give me $5,000 because all therapists are bullshit, all therapy is bullshit. That's another sort of a theme joke thing that runs throughout this game that doesn't really get developed beyond this sort of boomery attitude toward talking about your problems. I don't know. I'm certainly sympathetic to like satirical portrayals of therapy and like the mental wellness industry or whatever. But I don't know. Like I said, as I've been repeating ad nauseum in this video and making it seem like I hate this game and think it sucks, which I don't, but it just feels a little bit undercooked as a point. And here's a fun mission. I'm also going to talk over this opening bit. Or actually, before I continue with my point that I was making, I'll let this cutscene go, because it's a pretty good cutscene, and it sets up a kind of fun mission, and it's the last thing that we're going to be doing in this game, in this video, rather. So, yeah, I'll shut up, watch the cutscene.
Jimmy! God damn it. The fuck you doing? Nothing? Really? Because I keep hearing hermaphrodite this, suck cock that.
Go away.
I like the Swine Horde. I want to play this game. It's called Righteous Slaughter, this like fake first-person shooter game in this game. And it looks like, do you shoot pigs? I don't know, seems fine.
You don't talk to me like that.
I can't believe you. Mom was right about you. You don't know any better and you can't help it, but you're an asshole.
Yeah, well, why don't you do something then? Besides just stand there. Why don't you hit me?
Is that what you want, to be hit by your son?
Yeah. No. I just want you to do something. Besides, sit there, eating.
Yeah, great. Thanks for the fucking guidance, Dad. It means a lot.
Wait. I'm just trying to help you.
Yeah, well, nothing says I love you like smashing my fucking TV. Nothing at all.
I'm sorry. I just wish we could do things together.
Yeah, what things?
I don't know. Go for walks, play ball.
You know I have bad glands.
Bike ride then.
Bike ride? You want to go on a fucking bike ride? Fine, fine, let's go on a fucking bike ride.
Fuck me.
A bike ride along Vespucci Beach? Okay, Dad, I got just the thing to show you. This day was going so well until you showed up. You know that? Ugh!
Yeah, well, you're lucky to even be allowed out of the house after that boat stunt.
What's the big deal? If anything goes wrong, you can just fake your death and start all over. How am I meant to develop my own moral sensibilities when yours are so unbelievably fuck-based? If I'm hanging with you and listening to my music.
Oh, hella yeah. Don't push me.
Seriously, some guys borrow your bow.
Borrow? You were hiding in the head crying kidnapped.
They just took receipt of your property with payment pending.
If it was anything other than what you told me, then that's on you.
All right, they fucking stole it. And who knows what they would have done if they found me. But I didn't expect or want them to get killed.
You think I'm gonna let some guys ride off with my son?
Look, I knew you were a bad guy, but...
Oh, a bad guy.
A crook, a killer, a thief, a liar.
I guess I've been all those things one time or another, right? It's just...
What?
I always thought I was the good guy.
God help the morally bankrupt planet your generation have left us. You're the good guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I always knew you were the kind of person who didn't let other people get in the way, but I hadn't, like, seen that happen before.
Yeah, well, that's me, Jim. And I've been trying my best to get things under control for the last 10 years. But that was an extreme fucking situation, and I had to act.
A normal person wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, well, I had to protect you.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that when you see their faces every time you close your eyes. Here we are.
Just wanted to let that exchange go uncommented over because I think it's good. As much as I'm in the middle of shitting on this game's story, there are things in it that I think are good. Like, there are characters and there are interactions and there are story bits that I think are good, and I will try to comment on them when they happen. And I'm fucking up this race. I'm gonna get my ass beat by Jimmy. No, he's extremely easy to beat. This is just the tap A game, basically. Anyway, that was basically the point that I was trying to make. I basically finished it, which is, yeah, I guess I maybe wouldn't mind so much that Rockstar games are increasingly forfeiting, like, the sort of fullness and completeness of their open world gameplay in service of the stories that they want to tell you, the increasingly cinematic stories that they want to tell you. If those stories were better. And now, again, I haven't played Red Dead 2, which I do know from what I've seen of the game has a lot of, like, open world window dressing to engage with that has little to no effect on the actual story, as far as I'm aware. With the trade-off being that the story missions are even more linear and even more divorced from the open world elements than, previous Rockstar games. But I think, from what I know about the story of both Red Dead games, I think that they're a little bit more, like, I don't want to say satisfying, or interesting, whatever these words mean to you, but just better overall as stories than I think GTA games are. Maybe because they don't have that pretense of, like, trying to be ironic and satirical. Maybe they can just focus on the character work. I don't know, but I also want to say I think that San Andreas, it's not my personal favorite GTA game. I still don't even really know what that would be. Probably 4 on balance. It's not my personal favorite, but I do think that one of the reasons that game may have the claim for best GTA game is because I think it does a really, really good job of synthesizing those two tendencies of wanting to have a big cinematic story that you play through and wanting to have, like, an open world game that, you can explore and kind of make the experience your own. Because, like GTA 3, that has a much more open approach to the missions and how you complete them, while also having a very simplistic story. I mean, it's like nominally a sort of rise and fall crime story, but it's pretty, there's not a whole bunch of dimension to it. There's certainly not as much going on in it as there is in 4 or 5 or even San Andreas. There's not much of an arc or a structure beyond, like, betrayals and whatnot that I think are common in the series. Because it's all just pretense for you to, for giving you crimes to go do in basically whatever manner you choose. And I think GTA 5 is where Rockstar started to kind of fully prioritize, or to fully embrace prioritizing latter approach of like, even though there may be lots of things in the open world to do, like, you know, you can go play tennis and go to the movies and all this shit, none of that stuff really has any effect on your character or, you know, anything about the gameplay in the way that, like, the fat and exercise systems and, like, the gang stuff in San Andreas works. And, like, when it comes to missions, those pretty much focus on just guiding you through the story. Go to whatever point they tell you to do and everything. And, like, these can be entertaining. The missions can be fun and everything. Oh, yeah, I went... This is funny.
To them last summer.
What?
Your house? Yeah.
Man, you got a killer pad, Mr.
Isn't it awesome?
Let's go.
Those walls could talk.
You think I do it?
Hey!
No!
Hey!
Shit,
Ain't cool,
Daddy.
man!
What are you doing? Hey!
This missions are kind of is very funny. I'm kind of doing it a disservice, but I like that whole exchange. I like the way she says "shit, Daddy," and I like the "if those walls could talk." Pretty good. Anyway, his some jet ski shenanigans. We're gonna get shot at by these guys. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I think, like I was saying, GTA 5 sort of embraces just kind of, you know, taking you through the story. I think the ability to switch characters, especially later in the game, during missions, is an attempt, and a pretty good one, because I've already said that I like the switching characters mechanic. To gloss over the fact that the missions are getting that much more linear. Like, there are definitely, you know, times where you can switch back and forth between characters, but at the end of the day, you're still carrying out the mission in the exact way that the game wants you to. It's just a matter of which person's perspective you're taking on at any given time. So, yeah, and I feel like San Andreas is an example of synthesizing, you kind of get the best of both worlds there, because I think that game does provide, like, at least as far as video games go, a pretty interesting and fun Hollywood-style crime story. But also, you know, in just the open world mechanics and the way that those affect gameplay and just the way that playing the game and the missions feel, just feels like so much more of a playground and a sandbox when you're actually playing the real story campaign than this game does. So, yeah, I feel like, you know, while I really like this game, that's why I'm playing it, I don't mind the linear missions. I think most of them are fun. And, I mean, I think the story is interesting. I don't think it realizes all of its goals as well as it could, but, I don't know, the GTA games are some of the, like, biggest and most expensive and most, like, elaborately produced video games ever. So just, you know, in general, they're interesting pop cultural touch points. I'm really interested to see, it's going to be such a huge gulf between this game and GTA 6 whenever that comes out, just in terms of the, like, cultural attitude and satire. I mean, the whole world of, like pop culture and politics has developed so much since 2013. Do not know what they're going to do with it. So, yeah. A lot of rambling about the story stuff in this game. I feel like I was really hard on this game in this one. I'll try to be a little more positive. Not so much a negative Nelly. Be a positive Pete next time. But yeah, next time we'll talk to Lester and see what he's up to. See you then.
Punching you in the face is gonna feel good. Holy
Yeah! Yeah!